we'll go a little farther to see a 4-inch thick, I think like oak door just like ripped off its hinges as a room feels like it's shaking, and there's multiple people, kids, adults, that are going through this.
Right.
So when those things happen, it really just delves you deep into the world of go ahead and try to not believe that something's going on. Try to act like this isn't your world now. And so I really had no choice. I took what I was already interested in and an experience of, in a very twisted way, going through your own father's funeral at your birthday and just having people with no explanations around you, most of them adults, that try to chalk it up to nothing's going on when you're seeing these things, feeling them, hearing them, being told that it can't be real, and just realizing that would just be stupid to think that these things weren't be going on. There's probably much more pleasing or polite ways I could say that, but I don't care. And sometimes just dealing with it brass tack style is at least how I think it should get done.
Right.
So at that point, I was deep into studying it and just never left. I've been through about every aspect you can when it comes to this, and it wouldn't matter if I tried to step away from it. Some people are meant for some things, and there's a lot of things that I don't know about in this world. There's a lot of things that, I'll very loosely say this, that I'm not good at, but I'd like to think, at least according to some that I've worked with or attempted or done my best to help over the years, that this is something that I'm supposed to be doing. So I won't be leaving this field at any point.
I really admire you greatly. I'm also very sorry that you went through that. I can only imagine that pain. And then to have the activity going on also around would just amplify that. And I'm glad, that there were other people, the investigators and people who were seeing that as well, adults. But, so that you would have validation for what you were experiencing as if you needed it. But you have actually turned most of that experience around to help others through your career as well as your investigation side, right?
I do whatever I can for whoever I can, whenever I can. And sometimes I can't, but I'd like to think that I live off that principle, and I use the experiences that I went through and all the stuff that I learned after that to do my best to counsel people. My primary is addiction counseling, and unfortunately the reason my father was taken was based in stuff like that. And I've lost other family members to similar things as well, and others throughout life. And it's just something that the world so decided to make me rather versed in. But if that can assist me in assisting others, so be it. Whatever tools I can get a hold of. And, the sad reality of it is that I don't have a flying DeLorean or a magical phone booth, and so I can't change these things. So it's not that I don't feel pain from them. It's that I might as well use them.
Right. And that's why I have such admiration for you, because I can't even imagine overcoming those experiences to become the person that you have. And yet here you are. It just blows my mind that you are the person that you have become and that you do so much. And now you've taken this on, which I know has to feel a great deal like banging your head against a wall most of the time. And yet you keep pounding. So,
hey, I usually have Tylenol with me, so.
I understand that. But I think it's a just a testimony. I love that you came through that and were able to evolve it into a positive thing.
Kat, thank you very much. I'm honored to hear that you feel that, and if it's helped in just a little bit, or even got me talking to somebody like you that's respected and has your show and gets your message to many, and your goal is just to get out there and help people as well.
It
And
is.
if it's both of our backgrounds, as close as they are to one another, and we end up speaking to each other, then sometimes you just got to realize that coincidences are not coincidental, and fate is what it is.
Fate is what it is.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I'm very aware of that. One of the most amazing things that has happened through this last few months. I mean, I know y'all are aware of the things that went on that created this network and this platform. That I was offered a chance to do Fate Radio, which I found so flattering, and to be such a broad platform. But I also thought, isn't it odd that it's called Fate? you know, because I do feel like that is what brought me here. I'm very aware of the role that fate played in your life and that it's played in Greg's life. As you said, everybody goes through these things, but when you can use those to bring information to people, to help people, it's just a beautiful thing that's come out of something that felt really negative at the time, not like yours. And, mine was momentary and frustration. Yours was tragic and life changing. And I don't
I'll tell
belittle
you.
that. I don't want to belittle that.
Right. No, I don't think that you are at all. And it's the anniversary of it is July 2nd, and so in my world, July 2nd is the one day a year that I basically, I don't know, some you could consider it check out.
Mm-hmm.
I almost consider it checking in, but it's the one day that I take off from the world. And for a long time, it was me just taking the day to self-reflect and being by myself, maybe with a friend or two. Before I was 21, I had a few drinks on that day. Sorry, just being honest. And after it wasn't about that at all.
Yeah.
And over the years, it became a day that I was with my brethren, and it became a day of activity and compassion and empathy for each other, getting into adventures or a little bit of trouble. And over the past decade, a little more than that, July 2nd has become a day for most of the people that I am honored to call my family that are around me, that it just becomes an event, and it becomes, everybody gets together and we just do these things that we can talk about for years to come. So it was born of tragedy, and now it's this beautiful thing. And for those that, some are listening and some aren't, but for the people that have done what they can to make July 2nd a day which is celebrated for me, I say thank you to them. And for the people in their families that have helped in holding me up and being there for me in my trials and tribulations, I'm honored that they can be part of my lives, and I just do my best to honor them, which I wish more people would do. They keep me up just as much as I keep them. And with me, I don't really have much in the way of blood family, but I sure got a lot of people that I'm honored to consider it. The man that I'm sitting next to right now, Greg, and his whole family. The fact that they let me call them family is something that keeps me going.
That's beautiful. And, again, fate, right? It brings people together as often as it tears people apart. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that it's important that people understand why you have your passion for your work in the paranormal field. It's very intense and very real, and now people know why. And we are going to take our last break. We will be back in 2 minutes. And thank you so much for being here. We will catch you on the flip side of this. Again, just 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Welcome back. That was a little longer than anticipated, but it is 45 minutes after the hour, and you are listening to Fate Radio. Greg and Noah, I am so excited to have you here, and this is our last segment. I can't believe this time has gone so fast, but it always does when we have a conversation. So what do you want to put out here for this last 15 minutes or so?
Well, I would say that anybody that wants to be a part of this or would like to contribute and help, definitely reach out to us through our website at paranormal-nights.com. Hit the contact button, give us your thoughts, your opinions, and let's work together. You know, this is not about us. It's not. Sorry, my dog.
Sounds like you traded dogs.
Yeah, that's Sparky. He's our husky.
Well, usually it's Kylie the Wonder Lab, so people are kind of accustomed to that.
He recently experienced a surgery where he's kind of less of a man now.
He's wearing the coat of shame currently.
Well, our heart goes out to him.
he's pretty happy otherwise, except for this big lampshade on